Good day everyone, I am Gemma De La Paz from Concepcion Integrated School Secondary Level and I welcome you to this episode of Basta May Tanong, Itanong Mo kay Sir Jem. Hello everyone, welcome to the Division Workshop and Training for Science Teachers in Creating Effective Learning Materials to Address the Least Master Skills of Learners. I am Gemma De La Paz from Concepcion Integrated School Secondary Level and let me help you make your very own digital interactive strategic intervention material. I would like to say, Sim, sana ito'y matuloy. I know that there will be a lot of challenges we will be facing as we create our strategic intervention material. Time, planning, money, effort, a lot of consultation and revisions, but I know that we can do this with the help of our colleagues and motivation from our learners. A strategic intervention material or SIM is strategically prepared and designed by the facilitator as a remediation tool for low achievers in the subject and is given to increase the level of mastery in the learning area. Salvejo 2013. It facilitates the learners in increasing the mastery of the least master skills based on the pre-evaluation of the facilitator. Bunagan 2012. Here are the different characteristics of a strategic intervention material. A. It must be based on the least master skill. In order to be classified as a least master skill, it should be supported by the following documents. First, validated evaluating tool. The teacher has to administer a pretest to determine the least master skill of the learners. You can ask for the help of your department head, your colleagues, and master teacher to validate your assessment tool. Second, the test results. Here we can identify the least master skill. Once determined, you have to make communications with your guidance teachers, guidance counselor to certify the least master skill. Once you have your approved and signed least master skills, you have to prepare letters of approval. The results of your assessment have to be communicated with your school head, your department head, or master teachers before you conduct and implement your strategic intervention material. Once approved, you're good to go. B. Thematic. If you can think of a proper and appropriate flow of your strategic intervention material, the better. Let us set the theme of the strategic intervention material. First, it should be age appropriate. If you are making a strategic intervention material for grade 10, the choice of words, materials should be accordingly. Parallel to the subject of interest. For example, if you would like to work with forces, Then you can make use of objects, familiar objects that will use forces. Cars, bags, boxes, and a lot more. Localized. Please make use of localized materials, materials that are familiar with the learners. With story, if possible. The learners are fond of reading stories. They will get interested if there are a plot or plots in the story, something like that. It should be motivating and interactive. The learners should see the value of the interactive material with the current situation, with how they will improve their performance in the given learning area. Interactive, the learners are expecting to move something, to manipulate something, to make experiential learning. Your strategic intervention material should be learners and facilitator friendly. One of the purpose of the utilization of the strategic intervention material is to help learners use self-paced materials with minimum to zero guidance or monitoring of teachers or guardian. So therefore, your strategic intervention material should allow them finish, use your strategic intervention material even without the presence of adult or teacher. Here are the different parts of the SEAM. First, title card. It gives ideas about the topic that will be mastered. In creating your strategic intervention material, you may want to have a catchy title that will get the attention of the learners. Here are some. Age of Enlightenment. So you may think of this strategic intervention material has something to do with light. Reprobook. Reproduction. Book that will help them understand the concepts and ideas of reproduction. Watch me whip, watch my work, energy, and power. During that time, the dance Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nene is so viral that most of them are using this as pastime. So you can think of this strategic intervention material has something to do with the concepts regarding work, energy, and power. And this is what I would like to present to you today. This is my strategic intervention material. It says forces, motion, and energy as my learning area. And this SEAM is intended for grade 8 learners. So I make sure that this strategic intervention material is age appropriate. The activities are parallel to the interests of the learners. I use localized materials, even names, objects, and scenario. And with the best of my ability, I made it motivating and interactive for them. The title is Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nene. Watch me whip, watch my work, energy, and power. Second part of your SEAM is the guide card. The guide card gives us a preview of what the learners will learn. Here you would like to provide all the activities, short descriptions of your activities, and of course, the objectives. Here we can set the mood and allow the learners to visualize what must be mastered and expected from them. For example, we will be working with the following activities that will make you stronger and dependable. The theme of this strategic intervention material is work, in a market. So I prepared here scenarios where they can see people working in a market, in a public market, and similar places. I have here two activities. Activity 1, are you working? Activity 2, how much do I work? By the way, the title will also give us, the title of the activity will give the learners ideas about what should be done and expected from them. Activity 1, are you working? This activity will help you determine the direction of the force and displacement. Draw the line of action and state whether there is work done or none in an object. So here, they have to identify if there is work done or none in an object by using the direction of the force and displacement. In activity 2, how much do I work? This is where they are going to compute for the amount of work done in an object given the amount of force or displacement. You can see here guide card A because I have guide card B. So you can have multiple guide card depending on the nature of the learners and the topic. In this part, for this lesson, I want to study it alone with one of my classmates within the group. This is optional. It will just give you an idea of how they can accomplish and they would like to accomplish your task. Here is the specific objective while working. See, I am using here relevant word while working since it is something to do with the word work. You need to identify a situation in which work is done and which no work is done. Here are the specifics of the objective. Then here, after reading the page, I still do not understand the lesson. Now I understand what the lesson is all about. This will give the writer, the author, of an idea of how they performed after utilizing the activity in general. So if they still do not understand the lesson, then probably you can make amend or still you can another session of strategic intervention material, or you can now intervene with the utilization of the strategic intervention material. If they have chosen, now I understand what the lesson is all about, then the better. The third is activity card. Activities that will help the learners increase their performance in the learning area. It is very important that in the activity card, the learners will have something to manipulate, something to move, to experience engagement, and to motivate them. You can have multiple activities depending on the nature of the topic and the learners. For example, in my strategic intervention material, I have there a storage room, and these are the different personnel inside a factory. So we have there Vincent. Vincent is pulling the cart. To further facilitate the learning, aside from the visual, learners have something to read, since they have to identify who among them is doing work by placing arrows representing the direction and the direction of the force and the movement. They will have a better grasp of what they have to do. So here, what they are going to do is to have arrows, 2 arrows in each person. For example, Vincent pulling the cart. In my strategic intervention material, there are cut arrows where they can get these arrows from the specific part of the strategic intervention material and put it to Vincent, near Vincent, to indicate the direction of the force and the direction of the movement. Next, parallel to the given activity, they have to put the arrows here. For example, they have to determine if James is doing work or not. They have to determine or to write the direction of the force and the direction of the displacement. There, they can determine if there is work done or none by James. So in this activity, a simple activity where they can manipulate arrows, put arrows to different persons or personnels here, will give them an idea that this strategic intervention material is not just something that I need to read or to understand. I have something to, there's something that I need to manipulate, there's something I need to move so that I can better understand the lesson. Next is assessment card. It provides parallel activities that allows the learners evaluate their performance. After doing series of activities, you can give them assessment in the form of activity also, or a simple assessment that will tell them if they were able to get the competency. An example of this is they have to examine people in a market. In each people, there are meta cards. For example, lifting a box. Okay? The word lifting in the box is written in the meta card. They can pull out the meta card and put there in the specific column. So the learners are not just identifying, who among them is doing work, but they have to move something, and that is the meta cards. Enrichment card. It provides opportunities for students to apply what they have learned to other subject areas or in new contexts. Here, I provided them a simple scenario that probably will help them increase their critical thinking. We have here a mango tree, and a mango falling from a mango tree. Analyze the mango tree on your right and identify if there's work done or there's no work done in given scenario. Write your evidence in the space provided below. So I have here structured question that will lead them to the answer. Therefore, there is work or no work done in the falling mango. Answer card. It contains answers in each activity and allows the learners to know if they are ready to take the next activity. If you have 5 activities, then you must have 5 assessment cards. Here an example of an answer card. The activity, are you working? Here are the answers to the activity entitled Are You Working? After performing the activity, they manipulated it, they move something, they can check afterwards using the answer card if they are ready to move to the next activity. The learners are allowed to check their own answer. If after checking the activity card, if they found out that their score is 18 and below, it means needs improvement. They need to review and analyze the concepts again on page number 5. That is why in my strategic intervention material, I decided to put pages. So if the learners are not yet ready, to move to the next activity card, your strategic intervention material will help them, will provide them readings, samples, so that they can get higher score and make them ready for the next activity. After reading or reviewing again, and if they got 19 or 21, it says very good. 22 to 24, it says excellent. Then the learner can now proceed to the next page. So the learners will have this very good or positive disposition that after doing the activity and they got a very good or excellent score, then they can go to the next activity. But if not, there is specific page where they can turn back and read concepts. For example, here. Yan. So here are the different citations that they can read, so that they can further establish their understanding about the topic. Reference card. It is very important that whatever we put in our strategic intervention material is properly cited. It provides readings that relate content with the student's life experiences. So this will be used by other teachers as the reference in creating the strategic intervention material. Teachers, are you now ready to make your own SEAM? What are we waiting for? Let's do this. Please be guided with the following principles. Identify the least master skill in your subject. Think of a theme that is appropriate to your topic. Create a title, a creative title. Enumerate the possible activities that will enhance learners' performance. In each activity, write the overview of the task to be done by the learners. Provide parallel activities that integrates other learning areas. Provide a test that will assess what they have learned from the activities. Make a list of answers in each activity and assessment. Give citations, clips, and other readings that are connected to the topic. An effective strategic intervention material should comply to the following criteria per card or per part. For your guide card, it gives a preview of what students will learn, stimulates interest in the topic, presents the focus skills, mentions the learning competency, states at least 3 subtasks or activities, builds on prior learning prerequisite skills, mentions the concrete outcome or product students are expected to demonstrate or produce, cites briefly the activities, challenges the learner in performing the tasks. For your activity card, it translates the focus skills into at least 3 activities. It provides activities that are organized based on the sequence of the focus skills in the guide card, have clear directions, provide examples to concretize the concepts, particularly those drawn from real-life experiences. Students can complete independently in pairs or in small groups. Allow students to make discoveries and formulate ideas on their own. Guides and challenges students' thinking and learning. Uses local data and situations, interacting with people in the community. Provides transition statements and recognize students' accomplishments. Provide questions that will guide the students of concepts, focus skills. Elicit the message or meaning that a student can take away from an activity or experience. Elicit an explanation, not one-word answers. Establish the relationship between the topic or lesson and what the students already know or are familiar to them. Develop the skills in the 3 domains: cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. Your assessment card provides exercises, drills, or activities that allow the students to assess their understanding of what they have learned and correct errors when appropriate, monitor their learning, and use feedback about their progress. Formulated in standard test formats to give students practice in test taking techniques. Gives clear directions. Provide an answer key. Your enrichment card provides activities that reinforce the content of the lesson, provides opportunities for students to apply what they have learned to other subject areas or in new contexts, work independently or in group to explore answers to their own question. Your reference card provides readings that relate content with students' life experiences, provide a carefully researched list of resources that will reinforce concept skills learned, provide additional content not found in the textbook, students may refer to for further reading. And that's how you create your strategic intervention material. I hope I was able to be of help to you in uplifting our learners' performance through your own strategic intervention material. Once again, I am Gemel De La Paz and see you again to my next episode of Basta May Tanong, Tanong Mo kay Sir Jem.